What is up? I want to talk to all my artsy people out there. You know who you are. There is something very important I want to tell you about your craft. Here's the thing. When I was a young 19-year-old singer in Las Vegas starting out, I remember having a lot of pressure put on me to sound a certain way. Ugh. Even though it brought me a lot of joy singing in Las Vegas, in this like 24-hour party town that is Las Vegas, you know, I never really felt like I was myself there on that stage. I was always imitating someone. I was always doing what the gig required of me, and it was really frustrating. And the thing that was really icky about it is there was a lot of changing of my natural voice and my natural gift to fit the gig, right? You do that for long enough and sometimes you lose track of who you are. I think a lot of young artists feel this kind of pressure. I think they really do. In fact, I know they do. And they give into it. Sadly, they give into it. And then they lose something vital, and that is their unique, special message, their unique, special artistry they have to bring to the world. What do you guys think of this? Have you experienced this as an artist? You know, are you a veteran artist? Have you experienced this a long time ago and broke free of it? Or are you a young artist now and you don't know what to think of it? I think the problem is a lot of younger artists, you know, some of us that have been around for a while are not speaking up and saying, you know, it's okay to say no to being pressured into sounding that way or looking that way or being that way. And there's a lot of great advocates, you know, who are helping younger artists stand up. But I don't think we can say it enough because the music and entertainment industry is still a machine, and they like to find cookie cutters that work, right? Like this one cookie cutter made them millions of dollars. Let's find more like that instead of taking a chance on something unique and different. So for you as an artist, it is your obligation to your gift to be that unique something and stick with that. So what do you guys think of this? As an artist, have you experienced this? For that matter, have you experienced this just being human, trying to create something of your life? Drop your thoughts now. Let me know what your feelings on this are. How has it slowed you down as an artist or as a human, you know? How frustrated are you? Do you feel like you're living inside of a shell that's like not authentically you, while the authentic weird you is inside of here, not able to express itself? You know, there's a lot of incongruity with like the artist that's inside and the artist that is expressing, and that I think is the thing that you might be missing. But what I have found in the art industry, in the music industry, is that there are reasons young artists give in to the pressure, and a lot of those pressures are not necessarily because they want to make more money. A lot of those reasons are based in emotions. If you're just getting to know me, I've been a coach, an emotional healing coach for many years, and I'm now turning back to my first love, which is music and art, and creating a course for you guys on busting through your creative blocks, you know, freeing that artist inside, freeing that unique voice that is yours. So I'm drawing from my years as a coach, and I'm drawing from years as an artist to kind of bring you something unique that I see young artists have as a constant problem. The number one problem I hear from young artists is that they are blocked creatively, creative blocks. It's not so simple as just be more creative and you'll get rid of your creative blocks. There's a lot of stuff behind those creative blocks, and that's the system that I'm in the middle of creating right now that's going to help you move through the exact steps to get you to a place where you're freely creating all the time. In fact, you're going to be creating so much that you don't know what to do with all the stuff that you're creating, okay? That's never a problem. The problem is not being able to create anything. So first of all, you've got this huge problem. You've got creative blocks. What's beneath that is usually emotional. It's not that you're broken as an artist. Another part of that is having imposter syndrome. You might feel like a fraud. You might feel like there's all these other artists who are the real deal and I'm just pretending, and I don't know how I've gotten this far right now. Did I just get this far on my looks, on my connections? When are they going to find out that I'm an imposter, right? So imposter syndrome is part of having a creative block. Self-doubts is another one. Now those things come from somewhere. They don't just suddenly emerge. Those things come from something that's more long-term and emotional and deeper. Self-love has a lot to do with it, and that's a really easy term to throw around, but when the artist has healthy self-love, generally they don't have a problem creating because they appreciate what they create. That brings us to this sense of DGAF, which is something every artist needs, and that's not a harsh thing. That's it doesn't matter to me what you think of my art. I'm going to create it because it feels good for me. So self-love and DGAF for the artist have a lot to do with loving what you create as a part of you, but separate from you. One of the things that gets artists in trouble is identifying their self-identity so much in the art that if it's wrapped up so tightly in that art, that when the first person rolls around and says something negative about it, they crumble like, oh, it's a piece of shit, it's horrible, which is not really true. Instead of, as an artist, making that part of the artistic experience, like, I wonder why they had that weird reaction to my art. Wonder what that says about them. Everybody's going to respond to your art differently. So there's a series of things. This is a very oversimplified list, but they all tie into the system that I'm creating to help the artist overcome their creative blocks and just openly, freely create intentionally, on call, on tap, whenever they want to. The space of free creativity is what I call the Diva Frequency. It has nothing to do with Whitney Houston, Aretha Franklin, or Salvador Dali. What it has to do with is being free to express in that space where the creation that you are creating is just flowing. There's nothing to stop it. You're not thinking about what people think. You're not worried about if it's going to be good or bad. You're just in the middle of creating it for the joy of creating it, and it feels good. You're in that otherworldly zone. Those steps are kind of a quick, brief overview of what's coming for you guys once I finish this system of creativity that I am in the middle of creating. And I hope you'll stay with me and enjoy some of the pieces that I'm creating, both as Hedda Kim and with Tangerine Orchid. See you guys in the next video. If you've enjoyed today's video, be sure to click the link in the description to learn more.